10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, row down. 3, 2, and 1. Just like me, the #1 kaiju in this household. Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve, and today in this video we have our top 3 worst figures of 2023.
My name is Arnes.
Oh yeah, he's here too. Again, we're talking about worst, so we're trying to avoid him.
Yeah, because I'm the best. Oh, you kind of walked into that, Steve.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, so you might be asking yourself, Steve, why are you holding a figure from like 2014 in here? Now, this guy was currently an honorable mention because he didn't come out this year, but this is easily the worst thing I bought all year. Granted, I got it for $10. But before we get into him, the one thing that was kind of odd this year is, like we mentioned with the best list, is everything kind of is getting more and more expensive, so it's kind of hard to get more blown away, which kind of makes the figures that would be really good or just good, just kind of whatever, because, again, they're kind of getting more expensive, so it's kind of hard to get more and more excited or justifiable for some of the figures to buy. And then these 3 were just kind of like, why did I spend money on these? I don't know.
The question of the day is, why did you buy this?
Okay, so recently I kind of got back into playing Magic the Gathering. I've been playing Magic Arena on my laptop. I've been enjoying it. Always been a pretty big fan of it since high school. Played a lot of it. Did a lot of tournaments back in the day. But especially like YouTube and getting married and all the other stuff. Just haven't really had time to play it as much anymore. Honestly, I played more Yu-Gi-Oh! than I have Magic. And even that's mainly because just my wife was into it. So we played that a little bit more in our spare time. But having played that, I was like, oh, well, they made the figures back when I was doing the tournament scene. Maybe I'd get some of those so I can add them to the collection, because that'd be kind of cool. A nice little homage to my high school. And then I got this guy in, and then realized I don't want to do that collection anymore.
It was just one, Steve, that took you?
Yeah. If I was going to buy any more, one, I'd probably want to re-get this guy because I want to find one not in the box so I can see what he looks like out of the package.
Touché.
Would be cool if I did the other ones, kind of the same. But for the most part, as you can see, his coat's already ripping here. Which was...
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it was literally like, because this is supposed to be removable. And when I went to go remove it, it just tore this.
Oh, I would have been pissed.
Instantly. Now, granted, I paid only $10 like after shipping, so I got this guy for like next to nothing. But that's a face only a mother could love.
That is a face that you can tell it came from like 1990s.
And even the paint job, like he's got paint smears on his vest or whatever this part of clothing is. Paint's coming off in certain sections. Like, it's just not good. And then he's not even like the right color match. Like, why is he like a greenish blue?
I don't know that figure, so I can't say nothing. I just know it looks like shit.
But even like this is like paint's coming off of this. This is kind of tacky. This is missing paint. And again, I got this like, this is brand new in the package. Wasn't resealed.
Wait, whoa. I thought you bought this like used, like came loose.
No, this is brand new in the box.
So I thought like all that paint damage was just from like shipping or something.
No, this is how it came. Brand new. It is atrocious. Anyway, so this is the worst thing I literally got this year. Like worse than all these other ones. And I paid $10, was just saying something. So for number 3, we have the Bandai Vinyls Final Wars Manda. Which, when I was like, I was remembering because I was like, God, I remember not liking a Bandai Vinyl this year. I couldn't remember. I had to go look around.
And then you found a stick.
Yeah, then I found a stick. And it's just like, the seam cuts are kind of ugly. His legs are sort of in the wrong direction. I've heard some people say it's right, but it looks wrong. At least the nails are painted. Kinda.
But overall, at least it was an okay price, so you can kind of justify this.
Yeah, it's Bandai Vinyl, so it's kind of cheap. Like, in terms of costs, we're going to be kind of raising throughout the rest of this video.
Yep.
Because this one was about like 20-ish bucks to get. Plus I imported it. Like this came with some other figures. And it's not horrendous, but it's definitely lacking in the paint department because they kind of started painting here, gave up here. The stomach's at least painted. The mouth is fine, but it's just kind of like the position's kind of ugly because it's
The pose.
it's got like this weird angle going on, and it's Mando. Like you think of anything, they make him like corkscrew.
Yeah. At least like the Dragon Ball Z, like when they did Shamron Dragon, at least he's moving and stuff like that. It's not.
Yeah, it's
one
kind
stick.
of bending in the way that you see it in the movie. Well, this like. When the hell do you ever see it just kind of... There's no limbs. Like, it just has the head rotation, and that's it. Like, it can't even lay on the table correctly. It's like you have to turn the head, and then, like, the feet can touch. Cool beans. So, yeah, not great, but it was like, at least I got a Final Wars Manda for the collection. So, for number 2, I'm actually going to try to zoom this out a little bit. We have the Marvel Legends Cyborg Spider-Woman, which I got this because I really liked Into the Spider-Verse. Hadn't seen the movie yet, and this figure came out in advance. This was a deluxe figure that was $60.
So, what do they mean by deluxe? Are they talking about like the size of the figure?
Yes, it's a larger figure than you normally would get, which means it's a more expensive price. Problem is,
I feel like this is a deluxe.
like you can grab me one of the Spider-Mans off the shelf.
This is a deluxe, Steve.
That's a penis.
Oh my god.
But anyways, I know.
Where's this?
It's behind you.
You're a monster.
Just to kind of convey, like, she's actually a fairly hefty figure. Doesn't like to stand very well. But this is like your generic Marvel Legends Spider-Man figure. This is her. Granted, should I be paying more money for this? Yes. Should I be paying the price of 3 action figures in order to get this one?
Well, you can kind of squeeze 3 Spider-Mans in her, so maybe.
Giggity.
Oh, that's not what I meant, but that came out pretty good.
But she is like my first real instance of
Regret.
well, that and just with the slow price increase of all the action figures, she was like the astronomical price increase proportion because it's like, why is this more expensive than a Marvel the McFarlane Venom? Venom was $50.
She's $10 more.
Like she's $10 more, so she's got like the Playmates paint cheaping out because being more cost effective. But then she's also just missing paint on the front too.
A lot. There's a lot of little. If you nitpick, there's a lot of issues on it.
Like a lot of this is just colored plastic. So it's already got a lot of cost reduction of things going on with this. Plus, there's other options from other companies that are cheaper. It's like, it's a Spider-Man, so we're going to spend more money on it.
Yeah. It feels like you just paid for the name.
For the most part. And I already have that problem with Godzilla. I don't need that from another company.
Oh, yeah.
And even a lot of the other companies have been doing this. To be honest, it's been a lot of a Hasbro thing. Because like with the Power Rangers and them doing like deluxes of like the Blue Centurion, which is just a normal Power Ranger with a couple of extra accessories, that being more money.
Steve, I'm not strong enough to put this in a joint.
And at least some of the other ones come with extra vehicles, which I could kind of get behind. But some of these, I really wish they would rework some of their pricing. But anyways, for number 1, you guys might probably guess it.
The best figure of the year award goes to... Not this thing.
And this is where I'm like, Hasbro, you're doing all right by me.
It's kind of sad, actually.
Because that actually weighs more than this thing, too. But anyways, we got the Super 7 Biolante, which... Oh. This thing is like... The detailing isn't the best. It's not horrendous, but it isn't the best. Posability is kind of whatever. The tentacles like to pop off. It's got parts... Like, this is translucent for reasons. It could have used a light-up effect. Didn't come with one. I ended up putting one in for giggles. And it's just like... It's pretty much just a glorified statue.
It is. It's like...
Which is kind of like, what are you expecting? It's Rose Biolante. She doesn't move in the movie. Of course, it's a glorified statue. But I wish like these were... Like, these should be almost like bendy wires.
At least that would have made more sense. If they couldn't afford to put joints in there or like ball joints, then put a bendy wire.
Yeah, then like everything's kind of comically proportioned. The paint job is kind of lacking. Like it's in terms of it's kind of sad when all the other Super 7s
are way better.
Especially for the price point. Because, like, the Godzilla, everybody is complaining about, but at least the Godzilla came with extra stuff. It's a bigger figure. It's more, like, there's more engineering. Like, there's more reasons why that figure is more expensive than this. Because another one I was thinking about putting on it, but I'll be honest, I didn't mind it, is you have, like, the Dragon Zord here, which, again, comes with extra fingers.
Yeah. It's
more posable. The paint, like, it's got way more going on with the paint job. It's also $25 less than that. I think they thought that just because of what figure or what kaiju it is, that people were going to buy it. And then also doesn't scale, which that's an issue. And we know, like, they could do good figures. Because, like with the newer ones, they've been up in their game. Now, currently, while I'm talking to you guys, grabbing another one. Like, this one's actually really good. I really like the Tyrannosaurus Zord. Dragon Zord's he's just fine. The Tyrannosaur's actually really sweet. He's more not proportionate. Yeah, he's got, like, weird proportions, and some of the joints could be better. I would say, like, Super 7 has been the company that's been kind of the most hit and miss for me. It is hit and miss, but they do obscure stuff like the Rose Violante, you know. Yeah, like, at least they did one. Yeah. Granted, again, I got to put work into it, but it's more like how much I paid plus the amount of work. It doesn't feel worth it. No, God, it's not worth it. That's for sure. Like I said, the more they get into the line, the better they've gotten. Like, the Burning Godzilla's pretty cool. Destroy is on its way. I heard that's really good. The Mecha Godzilla was cool. Like, they're slowly getting better and better, but it's just like the first one was rough, and I feel like turned off a lot of people. Well, I know it didn't sell because it was on clearance at one point for $60. Yeah, like, you can't get rid of this guy for more than $50. Yeah, it was like $60, and it was still not selling. It was on clearance there for a while. Yeah, so it's definitely got a lot of negatives going on to it. Now, granted, it's also the only Super 7 outside of the Dark Horse one that I currently own. Yeah. Because it's Rose Violante, it's unique. I feel obligated to have it, but I'm not happy about it. It's one of your favorite monsters? One of them? But, like, Violante is. Yeah. Like, the it's like adult form? Yeah. I really love the Rose one's cool too, but this is Super 7 tries to make their stuff look more toyetic. I know we complained about a lot of we want them to do Treadmaster figures, but then again, this is probably the most Treadmaster looking out of all the ones they've gotten, and it's the one I complain about the most. So let's not do that. But yeah, no, it just doesn't work for me. Like, if anything, this either should have been cheaper, or at least came with like a light up gimmick. Yeah, it should have had something. Like, if it would have lit up and maybe the vines were a little more posable, maybe some extra vines to be not attached to it. Yeah. For display purposes, I think would have really helped to sell this thing. While the way it currently sits, definitely not worth what you paid. God, no. And probably my least favorite thing I got this year. But anyways, let us know in the comment section below, what was your guys' least favorite figure you picked up? I know some people are complaining about the Monster Arts -1, which I thought was cool. But again, it's kind of expensive. But at least it's cool. I'm trying to think of anything else. I know we already got one that was a stinker, but that's technically this year. So that'll have to wait for this coming year's list. What did a Kong ever do to you? It wasn't Kong. It was that evolved Playmates Godzilla. Hold on. It might still be on the floor here. Haha. This thing. Wow. That is something else, you guys. Violante, I appreciate you compared to this. But anyways. Help us defeat this guy just by hitting the link button. Subscribe, become a ranger today. Also, got Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, Facebook. Guys, I'll keep up that day by channel. Donate, greatly would appreciate it. Again, if you guys if you like to pick this up for yourself, link in the description for Entertainment Earth. I think they still had them. They do have the newer Super 7s up. And again, this guy's cool. Still kind of excited for the Megazord. Anyways, see you guys next one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.